It's time for us to continue. This talk for today is reserved for the silver partners of this year's conference, Bosch, who have significantly contributed to achieving everything we envisioned. This is another milestone in our long-standing collaboration. We hope there will be many more. Of course, next we have Sofija Pervulov, Technology Data Steward and Data Architect at Bosch Digital. Sofija will be presenting Building Up the Bosch Semantic Data Lake. In this session, Sofija will share how Bosch Digital is creating a semantic data lake that combines data lakes and knowledge layers to provide a scalable platform for flexible data analysis. She will explain how the semantic data lake supports batch and stream data, structured and unstructured format, and raw and aggregated data, all while leveraging semantic metadata management and semantic data modeling. This approach ensures scalability, cost efficiency, and robust support for reporting, machine learning, and stream analytics. Please welcome Sofija Pervulov to the stage.
Thank you for the introduction. So, hello, welcome everybody. You saw my topic for today. And before I'll start, let me first introduce myself. So, I have a big picture from me. Yes, so my name is Sofija Pervulov. I'm an electrical engineer by education, data architect by vocation, and currently I'm working as a technology data steward for finance maintainer group in Bosch. My journey with data started a long time ago, still while I was in university, and even then, the first time I met the data, I knew this is going to be something that I will do. And I picked wisely. It's been a quite interesting journey, I may say. So, why I'm here today, and we are all some kind of a data gurus, I'll ask you one question for all of you. What is your relationship with data? Do you know? Well, I don't know if you know, but we interact with data daily. Something is knowingly, some of them are unknowingly. We see data, we hear data, we speak data. This is how we communicate. This is how we understand each other and misunderstand each other. So, we can all agree that we live in a beautiful and colorful world, right? And I know that some of you already thought, it depends what the beauty is or how we define it. Yes, I agree. We all see different shades of the same color. And yes, this is the beauty and the power of data. So, my journey with data started 20 years ago, and for these 20 years, I've been in the business of implementing enterprise data warehousing in BI solution. I worked with a different company, in different industry, had a chit-chat and requirements from different business customers, business users, and I work a lot of technologies that were on the market at the time. And what I can tell you from my side, that all of us have the same expectation from data, but we do not understand data the same. So, the more we communicate, the more we share our ideas, our thoughts, our knowledge, any kind of information. This is the process of how we evolve to be more self-aware first, then aware about the world around us. And to be honest, all of this thing is because complex, because we all have a different relationship with data. I have my own, started 20-some years ago. All of you have their own relationship. When you enter a company, there is some kind of a relationship that the company has with its own data and with data that comes outside of the company. And with the company, you have departments, and in the departments, you have business processes, and every around is some kind of a relationship. And what is the, let's say, what I saw that is the common ground is how we start our relationship with data. You can all agree, is the search for data. At the beginning, we all search for everything. The more, the better. And if you are in search for data, and you know that it's not always the more, the better. You need to understand it. You need to know where it comes from, in which form it is. Can I read it? Can I store it? What's the best way? So you're starting to get to know the data. The more you are with getting to know the data, you will realize it's not the bits and the bytes. Never is. It's more about understanding what data holds inside. What is the information? What are the insights? Or is it valid? Is there a value for you to use this exact data because this is the thing that you're searching for, or this is the thing that you need to answer the question you are in need of information, so you will know the answer or even more. But if you all these stages, you do it in the right way, you will be in place where you can work with data, but meaningfully, not just for the heck of it, but to get the goal. And if you do, or we do this in the right way, that's the next stage that we all have the same expectation. The data works for us. And yeah, sometimes it's working, but not always. And because I'm now here as Bosch, so let me introduce first to Bosch, so you can grasp it, the picture of what or who Bosch is. So for those who do not know Bosch, Bosch is a multinational company. It spreads from east to west, and it's a company with tradition. What this means, it was founded by Robert Bosch in 1886. Just to have a clear picture which 80s I'm talking about, these are the 80s when Nikola, Tesla, and Thomas and Edison invented all the cool things that we are using today. And we are a manufacturing company. We are an engineering company that manufactures cool things too. We are known by our software and hardware in mobility. We are recognizable by the home appliance and the power tools. We are in energy and building technology, especially in the technology of drive and control. And with data daily in Bosch, there is less than 500,000 people dealing with data daily, sharing information. For those, we have 90,000 research and developers and around 55,000 different IT experts. And our motto, or what we try to do every day, is just not to create things, but we do keep the vision of the founder. It's to improve the quality of life. And the relationship, how Bosch it is. So Bosch is a traditional company, which means it's been around a century and a half, and it has its own data, it has its own way of working, and it realized that you need to collect what you have. So we are collecting our data, we are storing it, and over the time, how the business evolved, Bosch realized that it needs to define how he conducts the business. So all the business are defined as the rules, definition, strategies, policy that we have, and that's fair enough. But entering the digital era, there is a different need of how you use this information, and we are growing bigger. So there should be some kind of not modern, but more comfortable way of collecting and using what we know. So the knowledge that we have, all the information and all the data are intercorrelated in something that we call a knowledge base. And entering this digital era, but in this data-driven, everything is a tool, but tool is not effective, it is not shared and not accessible by everybody. So everything is interconnected with that, everybody can use it in the company. This is the way how we created to be more efficient and more productive at the end. So this is a diagram that has how we evolve our relationship. So Bosch knows that if you have a relationship with data, it's not just you, I'm hopping off in the relationship, I don't need the data, I will step out. No, this is a lifelong journey. We are now today knowingly that that's the truth. And I will show this diagram in a different picture, and you will see something which the top lead data architects in Bosch define as what a semantic data lake for Bosch perspective is. So you see, it's nothing else than just a data lake which is enhanced with the semantic stack. So we do collect our data, we push it to our data lake where we have scalability and flexibility that is harvested for our data analytics and our application, and we enhance it. We do not replace it, just enhance it, relate it with everything that we store in our, we call it knowledge layer, but in our domain, it's called semantic layer. So what is by Bosch a semantic data lake? It's something that takes the best from the both worlds, the flexibility and scalability of a data lake and the features of a semantic stack. If I go a little bit deeper, this is how it looks, data lake in Bosch. So as you see, it's a kind of an ecosystem. It's built up on the principles of a data mesh, data as a product and data as a service. And it's a hybrid approach. We have it on-prem, we have it on cloud. We have different types of onboarding services. We offer different type of provisioning services. We do offer, we call it exploration satellites and business satellites. We also have data catalog and offer services for data modeling, and we have the data marketplace so we can share what we have. And if I show you what the knowledge layer for us in Bosch is, so all the information that we have, regardless if it's in the systems, regardless if it's in the semantic stack, in the operational, in the data lake, this is how we do. We collect all the information that we know that we have, we categorize them by the metadata, and we add context. We add all the information that we have, all the architectural things that we do with the data stored there, we also have taxonomies. And this one, it's aligned with the business glossary so we can understand each other. We are too big and not complicated, but we do different things. And we need to have a common language from the business and from technical person so we can understand each other and be on the same page. With the knowledge layer, we have access to everything that we have from data. The data itself, the information, and the knowledge that this data stores inside of it, and how we're doing it. It's also connected with building up our ontologies and fitting up our knowledge graphs. So this is how the Bosch Semantic Data Lake looks like. So you see that our Bosch Semantic Lake supports the data analytics in our application, which we call it our decision processes, and also our operational processes, which means our daily life. And all the data that we have in the company, regardless of where it comes and in which format it's stored in a data lake for the purpose of a decision processes that will end up in some kind of a data analytics or AI and ML applications that we have. And it also will be enhanced with the knowledge layer, which means all the information is stored in a central registry. The central registry collects the data that are coming from the data catalogs, the business glossaries, the semantic data model catalogs, the catalogs of our syntactical models. We do also keep catalogs for the aspect models and the digital twins. And interconnected together, they give you the power so you can scale it out and you know what you have. Plus, what is most important, we do support our operational processes, which means we use a semantic stack to enhance our daily life. That means the people and plants have better processes whenever they are creating something. Our supply chain uses the digital things and aspects models to be more concrete, to enhance their productivity and efficiency daily. So, technically wise, this is easy to do, right? We all have the technology, we have the knowledge how to do it, but it's important is how to collect that one, because it's not that easy. So how Bosch is doing this is doing by a Bosch data strategy and data management directives that are coming, so becoming a data-driven company and creating a data-driven culture within the employees with the company. And what is the best, the three postulates that we have, that every data that we have in our IT system must be transparent. That means everything needs to be defined and presented to every employee and company that knows that this data exists. It not just exists, but they can access it. That means the data democracy says each data in the company which is available for you to use, there is a definition of the quality of the data and the policies of how you can use this data. And what is most important is the definition of data as an asset. For us in Bosch, data is treated as the same as our industrial products. That means that we do manage the data from the entire life cycle, from the first place where data was created to the last place where data is used or reused. And below you have the knowledge pyramid. I don't know if you've seen it somewhere on the web. On the internet, you see the data is data, but when you give it some kind of a structure, it becomes an information, and when you enter the context of what and how you use it in a company, it becomes the knowledge. And this is nothing if you do not have full accountability and responsibility to verify what exactly is the knowledge of the data that you have in the company. And how Bosch is doing this one. So Bosch defines by the new data management directives that data belongs to a data domain. So we have a predefined list of data domains that data belongs, depends of what are business processes and where data belongs. These data domains are defined by the content of the subject of a data. For example, I work for the finance. We have manufacturing, we have sales, we have marketing, we have logistics, we have product, we have customer, you know what it's all about. And all of this is interconnected in together and steered by a core data domain, which take care of data on the highest Bosch level. Plus, for all the things of data that goes cross domains, so it means the product is used in finance, the product is used in manufacturing, the product is used in engineering, all of this data domain work in something that's called cross-domain, domain that takes care of how data, let's say, evolves the time. It creates, the first time belongs to one domain because the first time is created there, but the business process says yes, but it is enhanced in the engineering, in the manufacturing, in the sales, in the finance. This is how we align what we know about our data. And what are the goals of our data domains? The data domains are the ones that taking responsibility or accountability for data for the full, from the first point to the last point, end to end. And how they're doing it? So they ensure the cross-functional terminology. So they're taking care of our glossaries. They also are taking care of our data structures, meaning of semantic data models that are related to our business objects within a data domain. And they are the one that will provide data domain regulations that will follow what are the umbrella different regulations that we have in Bosch. And how it's steered or how we're doing it is not a department, is not an organization, but is a place that is led by a data domain owner and a lead data steward. And those are the ones that are managed by maintainer groups. Maintainer groups is a group of experts, different kind of experts. For sure, you have the data domains, data stewards, data custodians. You have business subject experts, process experts. You have, I don't know, engineering, data engineering, data scientists, IT owners. Everybody who interacts with data creates the data or enhances data as a benefit. And what they're doing it, they're making standardization and create a regulation how data will be managed within the data domain. And also, they're doing this with taking the care of the business aspect of the data within the data domain. Well, it's hard, but every data domain can organize itself how they're doing it, because not every data domain is complex, for example, as engineering or manufacturing in Bosch. And collecting this knowledge and connecting the data with information, we do it in two approaches. The first one comes from what we know to where the data is, or declarative approach, from the knowledge to the data, and starts from what is already defined. With the BPM, with the business process management, everything is automated. Says whenever there is a definition of a BPM info model, every business term that is used, and every object that is defined in the info model will be pushed back to the data management toolset. There will enter the glossaries and the catalogs of semantic models. There, they will enter in the backlog of the relevant data domain maintainer group. They will review it and approve it if it's valid to be used as a Bosch standard object. When it's valid or it's not valid, it's transparent, because you can see if it's in definition, in validation, and if it's fully valid or not to use. It's not something that is not valid for the Bosch knowledge of what data is, and it can be interconnected, or it's interconnected with every application that we have, every product or solution in our enterprise management tool chain, where you can connect. If you are saying that you have the data, it will be automatically connected with the business term defined and with the business object model in the semantic data model catalog. And what is important, everything is transparent. You can see if you're using the valid. The other approach goes bottom to top, or with the data coming to the knowledge. This starts from the other side. So each of us are doing daily business, and we have different kind of requirements and different use cases. And how it starts whenever you have a new requirement, you identify which business terms you are using in this use case, and which business objects you need to identify and find the data. Then you go and search if it's already in the glossaries or already in the catalogs, and then you can link, and maybe you will find something that is already there, so you can use it. Or if it's not, you can propose your own definition of the business term and the business object. And again, it will be pushed back to the relevant data domain. The maintainer group will take care of to review and say, yes, this is a standard business object and business terminology that is relevant for the business domain. With that, it's relevant for Bosch. But if it's not, it will say as a custom business object that is identify a need within Bosch, but for the separate use case within department, this business process, this application, this report. So you still store the information that you have. If it's a standard one, everything which is defined from the right side can go to the left side. Everything is interconnected. And to summarize all of this in one slide, giving you how you can do or why you should do a data lake, a semantic data lake, and what you will gain if you're building up one. Well, first to tell you, you all have data lakes. Different kind of data lakes already implemented. We are in that time. And what you can do, you can just enhance it with the semantics, with the knowledge that you have in the company, and interconnect them. So you still have the flexibility and scalability of a data lake. And yes, you can also connect it with the information that this data is for the business users to know what exactly is there. And what you should take care of it, you should take care of as a data as an asset. So you need to create some kind of ownership of a data as an asset, which means you need to create some kind of a regulation. Who will take care of the data? Who will acknowledge it, verify that it's something meaningful for your company? It's not just the floskel, garbage in, garbage out. You need to identify what is valid for your business. And you need to create regulations and directive. What is also important, this cannot be done by a single team, by a single organization within the company, because we are changing daily, rapidly. And this needs to be federated. Everybody needs to take, I don't know, place in this process of defining what we know. We personally, as an employee in the company, and also that a process within the company defines that this data should or must be used in this or that way. And what is the federated governance means that you should define a minimum set of rules that each of us needs to follow. And give a freedom. For us, the freedom goes with the data domain's autonomy, that they can define their own regulations on how to collect and store the data, which information is a valid one. In every organization, this setup is kind of a different. And yes, what are the benefits? Well, this is, I will say, one place when you can ask a question and see everything that you have in a company and be given an answer overwhelming that you will break every data silos that you have in a company. It will give you the first time when this data or this product was created with the ideas, with information, or how this product evolution is through, I don't know, departments or through time. And at the end, you can see maybe what are the best KPIs measured on that product. That's something to you to use. And strongest way are the transparency and also the scalability and reusability. For me, this is very great, because whenever I have a request, I can go and search, okay, let's go and see if somebody already done, not the same, but maybe similar, and I will take it, and I will never start from a ground zero. Only if it's the one that is really the first in the company, and you can scale it out. With this, you are more cost efficient, and your time to market is very lower. That's, for me, today, a win-win situation. And something to show you as something that is already on the market by Bosch, giving as a service. It's from mobility, so it's for the auto market. This is a service, a cloud-based service that gives you, looks like the solution. It gives 4 modules right now. There are 3. The last one is bundle of the previous one. So you have early warnings that indicates if something in your car is not working as it should be. So you should go and check your car service provider, for example. The warranty indication says that some parts that are built up in your car have a warranty, so you go check. And what I like the most, the remote state of health. So whenever you go in your car, your remote state of health says your car is safe to drive, go and have fun journey. And my fleet is for the companies that have a bigger fleet, so they can timely manage disposal of car if there is something to be taken care of. How this works, as you can see, you will recognize the semantic lake somewhere in this graph. So the car sends information to its digital twin in the cloud. There, in the semantic lake, in the semantic data model, it's enhancement with all the information that each part of the car that's sending data has also data of how it was designed, how it was engineered, how it was manufacturing. If there was a quality checks, if there was some kind of a claims, every data is fed to the model. This model is pushed to the intelligence layer or to the AI model where data is processed and then sends information back to the car cockpit or to your smart application. And it says, your car is ready. Go drive and have fun. Or, there is something unusual. Maybe you should check your pneumatics, your engine, or your, I don't know, your brakes, something that maybe that is not working, but it's not working as it should, supposed to do. So maybe you should plan and go visit your car service provider. If you have a truck, your truck service provider, for sure. And it's already available. Go check the link. Maybe you will find something. I like that one. Safe in the car, I can drive and doesn't need to think if I need to check something before my travels. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much. Now it's time for the questions. Yes, please. Just wait for a second.
Thank you for the presentation. Question. You mentioned that you use hybrid approach when it comes to deploying your infrastructure, part cloud, part on-prem. How did you decide which part goes where? You know, just can you give us a little insight of the logic how you chose which part goes into which?
Bosch is a wise user of different systems, and automation is the main purpose of a company. And okay, the first choice was always the on-prem stuff, but this times happen, and being on a cloud means that we are not related to our internal infrastructure, that we can, everything can go there. So we are getting smart to identify which of the things that needs to be somewhere up so everybody can reuse it, not use it, reuse it, if it's meaningful. So everything which is in operational processes and has an effect on our processes in decision in operation will go to the cloud, which is basically made for traditional working, let's say reporting analytics with our traditional way, will stay on-prem. That's the policy for now. That's the decision. So we are smart what we are putting up. We do use something for computation and stuff like that, but to storing the data up, it's a little bit different. We are picking which data should be there. Depends on the requests.
Okay, so if I understand correctly, your cloud part is basically unified the organization part, you know, just locally you are using it.
No, it's a global one. It's a global one because we are too big to be one central place. We have, let's say, available on all the data service and all around, but the data that is there and available for everybody is checked to what exactly the need is, or it must be on cloud. The on-prem doesn't gives you the opportunity or what is meant to do.
Anyone else? Okay. Thank you very much. Please wait. Please wait. I just wanted to give you this as a sign of gratitude for your contribution of being a part of Data Science Conference 2024.